Hey guys, we are in Manila time, and this is for all the Philippine-based investors who want to learn professional trading and trading in the global markets. So, three questions. How would a professional investor make money? Well, we addressed this in an earlier video, and so there's four ways. Do you remember? So, price, direction, dividends. The third one is they make money based on time. Fourth is volatility. Okay, so now can you show an example of making money based on time? So time here is essentially this one, right? Right here. So they're asking, how do you actually do this? Can you show an example? And the last question is it possible to invest with low risk and high returns? So we talked about risk in an earlier segment. So what we're going to do today is for those of you who are beginners who want to learn this stuff, so this is something for you. So we're going to address B and C within a specific context on A. We're going to give you a walkthrough of a professional investor and how they might invest in the markets, addressing all of these questions. So to get started, so this is what we're going to do. If I could just set up a nice looking sort of chart for you here. And this is what you call a modern day blackboard. So without the chalk, no more asthma attacks. So anyway, if we have three scenarios, we have scenario A, let's put A, B, and C. Now, let's say you're an investor and you have an account balance of, let's say, 1,000 bucks. And this is what we call your initial capital. So now pay attention. So on scenario A, this is an example of making money based on time. So if we just set this up real quickly, so if we do, let's do 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50, and do the same on the other side. Now, what we're going to do here is, so we're going to focus on A. So a typical stock chart might look something like this. Now you could go up, go down, go up, go down in value, go up, go down, up, down. Now, a professional investor might do a time-based investment. So it'll work something like this. So he might choose a range, for example. So he's going to choose a range way, way, way above. So let's say it's right around the 50 mark right here. And then way, way, way below. So again, this is just an example. So now the difference, the distance between these two lines represents a range. So let's call that range. So what this means is for a given amount of time, let's say 30 days, for the next 30 days, I just need the price of this particular stock to just stay within range and I make money. I don't care if it goes up or down, it just stays within the range, a specific range for a specific time period, which is 30 days. And for the purpose of a nice illustration, let's do a big round number, let's say 100. What this means is we make 100 bucks for the next 30 days as long as it stays within a range, regardless if it's up or down. doesn't really matter. So that's how time works. Now, at this point, don't worry about the mechanics and how you go about doing this, what goes on behind the scenes. Just get the concept down first. Because for some of you, this might be the first time that you would hear this. So just don't worry about the mechanics right now. So since we also use software and technology now in trading, we could actually project the probability of this happening. So you might be surprised to know that most of the time it has a 90% probability that it will stay within the range. So again, what that means is I just need for this price to stay within the range for the next 30 days and I make $100. And the probability of that happening is 90%. So if I do this 10 times, I make money 9 times out of 10. I make $100 9 times. That's what this means. Okay? So we'll leave it at that. So now I made $100. So later on, maybe the environment changes and suddenly now we're going to scenario B and everything just goes up and that happens. So at this point, what I might do as a professional investor would be, okay, well, since the market is looking good, I just made $100. What if I just use that $100 and buy some stocks? So I might do that. So I got $100 to burn essentially. So how much or how many shares can I buy with this $100? So in this example, if the price is trading at 10 right now, so I need 10 shares times $10, that's 100. So now I enter the market and buy stocks. So at this point, what the investor has done is that he used the gains to buy the stocks without touching the capital. Have you heard of the expression, the house always wins? The house refers to the casinos because the casinos always wins. So now what we're doing is we're doing the same thing. So we're using the house's money to make more money. And if we lose the $100, well, it's not our money anyway. We're not losing our capital. So in that context, it has very low risk. What is your risk? It's almost zero because the money is the house's money that you're playing with. Okay, so now true enough, let's say market goes up and it goes to around this level. So now your 10 shares times 40 is now worth 400. So the difference between the two is the profit. So you make money. How much did you make money? Oh, how much money did you make rather? So that's $300, right? So in scenario B, you basically use the house's money to make more money and you made $100, $300. There you go. Now, moving on to scenario C. And let's say now the market goes down, like so. And remember, we're hovering right around the 40 mark, so right around here. We're at the 400 right there. So what this means is, okay, well, as the market goes down, even if it goes back down to 10 or 5 or even down to 0, what a professional investor might do is around this range, for example, he might have something called insurance, stock market insurance. So if the value of his holdings goes down, he doesn't really care. Even if it goes down all the way to 10, all the way to 5, all the way to 0, his insurance will kick in and he'll get cash, while everyone else loses money. So, what do you have in scenario C? What you have there is something that you call a hedge. And now this is a big distinction between an amateur investor and a professional investor, because an amateur investor might make profits, might make gains today only to lose it tomorrow. So it's hard to stay consistent as an amateur investor, because you're constantly giving back or giving away your gains, and you give it back to the market, to the casinos. While the professional investor who has experienced some profits, what he'll do is he'll lock in the gains. So there's just no way that he's going to lose in this example. So now, if we go back to B, actually what a professional investor might actually do at this point is, well, guess what? We'll do the same thing. We'll have insurance. So now let's look at this for a moment. Scenario A is what you would consider low risk, high returns from the perspective of the probability, okay, from that context alone. So there is a 90% chance of winning and making the $100. Scenario B is low risk, high returns because, number one, you're not using your own capital anymore, and you're using the house's money, not yours. And you lock in that gain by using a hedge. So really, there's only an upside movement. So now market goes up. Scenario C is considered low risk, high return, because if the market goes down, you have insurance and you get cash while everyone else is going down. Well, if the market goes up, well, you continue to make money because you own the stocks. You see the difference. It doesn't really matter if the price goes up or the price goes down. And so, folks, this is an example of what you call low risk equals high returns, right? By lowering your risk, you're losing a lot less. And so that's what's happening in scenario C. Is essentially focus on not losing too much. By not losing too much, that actually takes care of the gains and even more gains in both scenarios B and A. So I hope that you found this insightful, and this is just a very, very simple example that you might actually find a professional investor do in a variety of markets. And later on, as we go through more sessions, I'm actually going to show you how to further tighten this up, to further secure profits, to further lower the risk, and increase the probability of gains. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.